Wi-Fi battle. Smoking battle Thunder. Easy. OU. Let's go. So I'm battling Shannon. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna send in my Dawn fan, you know, get up my stealth rocks, and she's just gonna send in her Deoxys defense and just taunt me right off the bat like usual. And I didn't want to try anything funny, so I just went for stealth rocks, just in case. You never know. Because mostly this thing probably has like spikes, taunt, recover, and like toxic or something, or nightshade. So now I'm just gonna switch out, and I'm just gonna go and what is it? I'm just gonna go send in Polytoad, and I'm just gonna try to get as much needed damage as possible because he's just gonna go for spikes, and that's it. So Deoxys defense really doesn't do anything special, really, but you never know. Oh well. So now I'm just gonna go for Scald. I'm not gonna get the burn. So that sucks, because that would have been pretty nice residual damage on him. So oh well. Now I'm just gonna, I expected him to wanna go for the taunt again, but instead he's just gonna go for Nightshade, and I don't know why. And I went for the Rapid Spin thinking he was gonna go for the taunt, but he really doesn't. And then I think I'm gonna, what do I do next? What do I do? I think he's just gonna go for Nightshade again. He obviously goes for Nightshade again, but okay. I do go for my Stealth Rock, and I really don't care. But I think I switch out again, and this time I go into, what do I go into? I go into my Breloom. Okay, my technique, my Breloom. Because he did get Technician, and he goes for another layer of spikes. And I actually don't care about that whatsoever. Because this is my Technician, and I actually have Spore, and the most common one is probably going to be Spore, Swords Dance, Bullet Seed, and Mach Punch. But I like this set just a little bit better. Just because it's like unique and you don't really see it. But you will see what I'm talking about later. But now I'm going to bring on the Hurricane, my Tornadus, as he double switches into his Haxorus. And I was like, fuck. Because I actually need my Tornadus, because it's my Scarfer, and it can probably outspeed his whole team, excluding Thunderus, because Thunderus might be Scarfed as well, but most likely not. So I'm gonna switch back into Elephant, knowing that I can take anything he really wants, but he's just gonna go for the Dragon Dance, which is fine by me because one, Elephant can do some major damage. And here, I was thinking he's just gonna go for the straight out attack or whatever. So I'm just gonna go for the Ice Shard just to get as much damage as possible on him. Just knowing that he could probably kill me with a Dragon Claw or an Outrage, and it does pretty good damage, you know. But he goes for the Swords Dance, so now he's a double dancing one, and I'm like, crap, that's not good. Because now, with that, my team could get really swept if he has Dragon Claw or Dual Chop. But instead, I'm gonna go for the Ice Shard again, getting as much possible damage as possible. And I'm actually gonna get him pretty low, so he's just gonna go for Earthquake, and him going for Earthquake tells me that he does carry Outrage, because if he had Dragon Claw or Dual Chop, he would have used it instead of going for Earthquake. So now that I know he has that, he's probably a Lumberry set too. So I'm gonna go back into my Scarfed Tornadoes and just go for the straight out Hurricane. And I switched out earlier because I wasn't sure if Hurricane would actually kill, plus the fact that he might be Scarfed and I didn't want to lose him. So now that I know he isn't, and I can easily outspeed, because even at max speed I think it's on like 280 something Jolly or something like that, so it's not really that high. And he's just gonna go into Lucario for some reason, and maybe he thought he could live a hit, but he really can't. So that was, he could actually use that for later, but I don't know why he sent it in, honestly. And I don't know why he didn't use like Bullet Punch, Extreme Speed or anything. That's weird. Maybe he thought I would switch out, fearing that he would be Scarfed with Ice Punch or something, I don't know. But now he's gonna bring in Starmie, and the only reason he would bring this thing in is because it's Scarfed. So now I don't want to take the risk, so I'm gonna go out into my Tentacruel, and actually Tentacruel is a big check to Starmie right now, because look how much this Thunder does. It does, like, it's about a 3-hit KO on a Tentacruel, and that's super effective. And most likely that is a Choice Scarf set. But now he's just gonna keep going for Thunder, and I think this turn I go for Scald. I think I go for Scald on this turn just to get some damage on him, hoping to get the burn for some residual damage. And I actually do get the burn, right? Yeah, I do get the burn. So that's very helpful for me and not him. And now I got the Rain Dish, and now I got the leftovers of the Black Sludge, so getting a pretty good amount. And I was hoping after this turn I'd be able to actually take a hit and survive. But I don't. If I had Protect on this thing, I probably could have, but I carry, I don't know what I have on this thing anymore. I gotta go look at him and stuff. Oh well. But now he's obviously choiced in a way, and I'm still thinking it's Scarf. So I'm still not gonna send in my Hurricane yet. Just gonna go for Protect with my Bubbles. Just trying to get him some more burn damage going, just in case. And actually, his Thunder isn't gonna do that. It's gonna do a lot, but I don't know. I'm a max HP, max special defense wall, so I know it's unstab, but it's super effective with 120 base power. So I'm actually surprised it does so much. Yeah, that's a 2-hit kill easy. So maybe that thing is Scarf, because Specs might have actually done a lot more. It might have killed me, probably. I don't know. I gotta go run calc. Now, I think he sends in his... What does he send in? Oh, baby. Oh. Okay, this is where he sends in Thunderus. And I'm just actually gonna go for Scald, because he actually thought that it was OU again. I don't know why. Maybe he thought he was looking at OU and he was on like, and he saw Tornadus and he thought it said Thunderous or something, but I told him it wasn't that big of a deal. It really wasn't. So, it really wasn't that big of a deal. So I'm just gonna let him kill my Politoed. Oops. Hee. But he's just gonna kill my Politoed with an Acrobatics, Flying Gym, and all that stuff. Which I would have thought he would have had the Electric Attack, but instead he showed me that. So, oh well, what can you do? Now I'm just gonna send in my elite motherfucker, my Keldeo. You know, I'm just gonna go for the Aqua Jet in the rain, stab, max attack. And it actually doesn't kill. So I actually don't get to, use this guy at all, which kind of sucks, unfortunately. Because I actually did want to try out this set. It was a physical attacker. It had Stone Edge, Aqua Jet, and Sacred Sword or whatever, Swords Dance. So now I'm just gonna send in my Technician, Breloom, and just go for the Mach Punch and kill. So it's not that bad, I guess. Oh well. He's actually gonna send in a Dragon, which I totally forgot. So I'm just gonna go for the Mach Punch because I was like, oh man, might as well just get as much damage as possible. I can always send in my Scarf guy and just take him out with a Hurricane or whatever, but it actually proved out to kill him. And I was actually really shocked by that because I had a Poison Heal one, and I actually went for the Mach Punch one time, and it actually barely did half. It did a little under half, so I was actually surprised that it actually killed. So now I'm just gonna wake up slap, you know, get that little wake up in the morning, you know, and it actually does a pretty good amount, to be quite honest. But it just goes to recover, and I actually turned away. I actually didn't know that he did that because I turned away, and I was like, I was looking at it again. I went for a Spore, and I was like, how did he get full HP again? I was like, huh? And I was like, oh, he probably went for recover, you know, yada yada. And I was like, but I'm just gonna go for Bullet Seed this time, just because I don't want to keep messing around with going for the wake up slap and everything. So I'm just gonna put him back to bed. So, you know, he goes night-night, he can't do anything to me, and I'm just gonna Bullet Seed for the kill, you know, get that Life Orb. And I actually did do calcs and everything, and when you use Wake Up Slap when they're asleep, Technician doesn't come into effect because the power does get doubled. So really, it's at like 100 base power. So I didn't know that. I was kind of thinking Technician would boost it, and then it'd get the boost from being asleep and all that, but it doesn't, so that sucks. But I'm not complaining. I still like it. It's still a nice thing. So I'm gonna keep using it just for fun. It's pretty powerful anyways, regardless.